having McCune-Albright syndrome affects my ability to fully be mobile. And so the reason that that happened is there is, within the skeletal system, within my bones, there's something that's called fibrous dysplasia. And it's basically cysts that form instead of bone. And so what happens is they deform very easily, and you can break them very easily. And so what happens is that when you grow up, I was diagnosed when I was just 2 years old, and the more weight that you would gain just in your natural progression of weight, what would basically happen is that my femur bones were, you know, your normal femur bone was the strongest bone in your body, kind of just went like this. Yeah, and so, you know, my, due to the fibrous dysplasia in my bones are extremely fragile, and they can just break at any point. As a matter of fact, I will always have like little baby breaks that constantly happen, and that's also just due to the fibrous dysplasia. So the fibrous dysplasia, if I had to like really explain it, it's kind of like where your bone is straight like this, I have all these white things around my bone, like pockets of like white bubbles. And those white bubbles have very like thin layers of like pockets of blood. And so if you just know from like any liquid can just, you know, liquid isn't really dense. And so most people's bones are very dense and very hard. Mine, because they're mainly filled with liquid, can kind of like, if you had to say in so many words, kind of like pop very easily. All the doctors, including physical therapists, including everybody in my life, told me that I needed to be in a wheelchair or not be mobile. How I decided, well, I was going to stand tall, and when I got to a certain age, I said, well, I'm not only going to stand tall, but I'm going to wear any shoes I want. And I have a very small foot. Part of my disease is that my foot didn't get the chance to grow, so I only have a size 4. In UK sizing or European sizes, that would be a size 34. Shoes have made me happy, and they've helped me define, you know, a certain style for myself, and you know, and obviously it gives me height, which every woman wants to be taller, and so, but then it also just gives me the satisfaction, like every time I put on a pair of heels, I like feel a sense of freedom. That when everybody would tell me no, that I said yes to myself. So when I've been saying yes to myself, and yes, I can do something. I speak about in my book and in my life, and when I go and I speak to other patients, not only with my disease but with other diseases as well, is, you know, you have a voice, and what do you want your voice to project? And I just always wanted my voice to project what I felt, and I always felt like I could do anything. And you know, I don't think that it's fair that somebody wants to put limitations on you when you physically feel like you can do it.